in a daycare center, learning center.
Yeah, she done lost it.
Yes, which makes it,
That's
difficult to
where all
have
the money
a decent
going to.
babysitter.
Uh-huh,
And
you
she
want,
can't,
I moved from
yeah,
where to where?
tattooed
I
all
was
on the
living in
wall.
a
She paying
one-bedroom,
big money.
tiny apartment with the 3 kids, and we were friends, and it was after we had had that period of dating, and it was not working, I was not comfortable with it, but we remained friends, and I was looking around for a house that I could afford, and I couldn't really find one, and when I found
She has
one
stuff.
that I
Look at that
liked,
grandma. She
he
has stuff
wanted
in her
the
eyes and
deposit.
everything. On
Yeah,
the rings on her
I
eyes.
don't know how
God
she,
knows what she
Yeah.
got on the
I don't know how
phone,
she
but what
did
she
what
showing out in
To do,
front.
and he found
I
one.
don't know how she did that.
Told him about it.
You doggone on top.
When you saw it.
Oh, he came and looked at it with me.
Ain't no
He
telling
did.
what she
And
got on
how
her.
did he know to come and look at it with you?
Oh, because we were friends and, I wanted him to see the house. But I knew I couldn't afford it at the time. And
Then what did you look at it for?
Mm-mm.
If you knew you couldn't afford it, what did you look
I
at
knew
it
Right,
that
for?
there
waste
was
of
no
time.
construction
They
on it
had
until
nothing
after
better
we
to
moved
do,
with the landlord.
Judy. You
And
know
then I
that.
found out about it.
Mm-hmm.
And
You should
he
let her
knew how
go.
much I liked
Judy
it. He
gonna
said he
miss
had
Judy,
money set aside.
you know
And he
Judy.
wanted
I
to
know,
help
but she
the
should
kids
take
and I
me
get
out
into
myself
a
on the
home
wall.
more fitted for our
But Judy
size.
ain't.
And
You think she
like,
should have mercy on her?
this landlord
You don't have mercy on
Yeah,
nobody.
no, but
and
she
you
in
guys
need.
didn't
She
do
ain't
that.
making
I
nothing.
talked to the landlord.
So?
The landlord said that was fine as long as
She
the
told
checks were
But
good.
one thing for
We
sure,
met on 2
Judy didn't
occasions.
send
One
for
was
her.
for the deposit,
I
and
should
the other was the second month's rent. And he made a check out to the landlord.
That's right, dog.
The only
Whatever
rumor
Judy
was
put
with
on them,
him
they
was
should
that
take
he
it, 'cause
didn't
Judy
want to
don't
be
send
on
for
the
them.
lease or responsible for the
Now,
house.
what is he
because
suing?
he
Is he
didn't
suing
have
her
a
then, or is she
I
suing him?
I don't know who's suing who.
Month and year.
Sound like
Last
she's
year in
trying to
December.
sue him.
The
But
prior
he
year,
ain't
did you
saying
get a
nothing yet.
refund on
Judy
your
ain't
tax
asked
Judy
return?
ain't asking nothing. He know to keep
Prior
his mouth
year,
closed and
the
Judy
first
ain't
2
asking
years
nothing.
before that, I cared
Okay,
for
she's a
my
cook.
mother and my grandmother who died 10 months apart from cancer, and
Where
I
did
was
you
the
live?
caretaker with them.
So this was the first year that you were expecting a refund?
I wasn't expecting that
2010?
much of a refund, and we hadn't even really discussed it, and we went
He
to
losing his
Vegas.
mind over there. You see him?
Said he was going
Nah,
to
she
Vegas, he
not.
wanted somebody to go
You
with
see the
him.
way he joined his hand?
I don't know, but
Clear
she
up
messed
my
around with
business.
Judy.
What month are you talking
See?
about going to Vegas?
You messed around with Judy.
After he had given the landlord, the money and everything, and we were only friends at that time.
After he gave the landlord the money, did he ever stay?
He
at your
mad.
Yeah, he wants to speak.
home?
Hey,
Go look over there.
He's mad.
go over there.
After he gave the landlord the
He told
money,
me
did
he'll
he
pay
ever
for now.
stay at your home?
He did, but it was never a physical action. It was just because he was
Did
drinking.
he ever stay at your home? Is
Yes
my
or
question.
no, and
Yeah.
leave it up.
How often did he stay at your home?
Not often.
More than 5 times?
No.
Less than 5 times between the time you moved in and the time you went to
Yes.
Vegas. Would that be a fair statement, sir?
Yes.
Now, sir, you want to tell me the discussion about the rent when you wrote the checks to the
Okay,
landlord?
that's what's going on.
Marion was telling me how she thinks she can put the funds together to make her rent. So she was telling me about it. She showed me this place, and we're thinking about this one. I was like, okay. And a couple weeks went by. She was telling me again how she wants to get a new place. She got 3 dogs, 3 kids, little place. They don't encourage dogs and cats at her place. I was like, okay. Then she drove me to this place. We're talking. She said, I'd like to get this place, but I don't think I can make the deposit. Sort of a hint, So I thought to myself, well, if I loan you money, how am I getting paid back? And I said, I need the money because unlike you, I'm a single guy. I have no property. I have no kids. I said, I got to pay taxes. So I'm going to be counting on that money. Oh, yeah, yes, Fred, yes. I get $1,800 a kid upon tax return. And so I was like, well, everybody I know that has kids, they get a pile of money back. So I went for it. I said, okay. And then she set up a meeting there. She's like, hey, we're going to meet with the landlord. I was like, okay. So I wrote him a check, December 11th,
She got a
2009,
lifelong there for
for
her witness.
$1,875
Oh, Lord
for
Jesus.
deposit and half a month's rent.
See her
And
sitting there
I tapped out
on
of
the
my
back
savings
woman?
account to make this happen for
Yeah,
her.
see her.
With her
Okay,
note.
yeah, I see her back there.
Then
Oh,
January
yeah.
6th, 2010, I wrote another check for
That's a black man.
$2,500. And then
Well,
everybody
that must be her man.
was
She
four.
got
Must be
Uh,
black.
Either, I thought that was a
Woman.
policeman. No, okay, that's the witness.
That must be the
Yeah.
Animals.
And
everything,
Judy look all over
everything.
me just like he
So,
ain't there.
maybe
She
you
may
could
call him and she may
maybe
not.
do something like that for somebody.
He better not
Especially
hold up
that
his
time.
hand.
So, time went on.
Put your hand down.
I went out to Marion Top one morning, and she's all dressed up. I was
You
like,
better
you
not
look
hold
nice.
it up.
She's like, yeah, I'm gonna go do my taxes. You wanna go? I said, yes. So I went with her down there, And we started filing her taxes, they're sorting out the paperwork, and it got to the point where she was gonna give you the figure of how much she was gonna get back. Then the lady stated, she's all, "What, you got an account number to put this into?" And Mary and I discussed, when I said, "How am I getting this money back?" And she told me upon tax return time, I'll give the lady there, or whoever at the tax place, your account number to deposit it right into your account. So the lady stated, she said, "Do you have an account number you want to deposit this into?" And I was waiting for Miriam to say something like, "Oh yeah, right here, this guy's." And no, she gets up, she said, "Hold on, I'm gonna go look in my van for my checkbook." So when she goes looking for her checkbook, I'm sitting there starting to get nervous. I'm like, well, this ain't what we talked about. And then she comes back furious. She's like, "There's gotta be a mistake, this ain't right, I'm going to another place." So they wrapped it all up, put all the paperwork away. Miriam's crying, she's telling me, "Sorry, Fred, I wanted to ask you the question, why weren't you about to
What's
give
she
her
doing
my
with that
account?"
name, huh?
And she's like crying so much. And I had to go to work at that time, so she took me in my car, and I went to work.
Was this before or after you took her to Vegas?
This was after.
After you took her to Vegas.
And then after she dropped me off, wherever she went for the second place she tried to file her taxes, I don't know.
Judge Judy continues.
She can't say nothing.
You're 28 years old, you have 3 children, you've been around the block 2 or 3 times, so you're a pretty savvy girl, right? How many people have you given $4,000 to in your lifetime?
And later today,
I was told to pretend like nothing was wrong and just to go along with how things were, because when the police questioned him, they wanted to catch him off guard.
Have you been prosecuted for this, sir?
You see that face?